Yeah, yeah. But we've got Adam again, second
Yep.
repeat visitor. Nick is not green, being the other one, but Adam, you're kind of the first non-YouTuber to come back and do a second chat with
Yeah.
me, which is pretty cool. I'm excited. So it's good to see you again, man.
Yeah.
How you
Good to see
been?
you too. I've been good. Ready to talk. After the last video, I think it gave me a little bit more confidence. I saw everyone saying, "Oh, this was my favorite one." I was like, you know, I'm just that good, I guess. I don't know what it is. I gotta come back.
Well, I mean, it's cool because I can already tell you're totally different from the last one. Like you're just loose and
Really?
you're a lot more comfortable. And then two, I'm sure you watched it. It is interesting to watch yourself talk, and you start to realize,
Hmm.
oh shit, I didn't realize I do this, I do that, and so you can kind of just self critique yourself a little bit, and um, it's kind of neat because with speech, especially, I found this from doing the channel and especially doing all of these reactions uncut, right? I don't do any editing.
Hmm.
I just do the whole thing, start to finish. Speech is an interesting thing in such that it takes practice. There are
Yeah.
things that you have to work on if you want to get good at it. And like one of the things I always do is I tend to have to slow myself down because I get so many things going on in my brain and they all want to go at the same time, and then I just and stumble all over myself and say the wrong words and all this crap. And so anyway, I don't remember why I got
Yeah.
into that tangent.
I I was watching myself on the other one, and it was to a certain point it got so unbearable to watch because I was just like, like I was just like, oh God,
Yeah.
people listen to that.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up too, because that's one thing I'm trying to learn, not even with speech, but with this of having another person. And because it's very important to me that I want whoever is here talking with me to feel like they have space to just say what they need to say and do that. But sometimes there are times when I can tell, okay, they're struggling, maybe they're struggling to get to the idea, or everyone loses their train of thought, or all these things happen. It's totally
Yeah,
normal. And so it's trying to find this balance of, okay, do I kind of jump in here and take over so that they can reset, or do I let them kind of bump through this and then maybe they'll get traction again? That's a hard one to do. Every now and then I'll get on YouTube and watch, not necessarily podcasts, but I'll watch like Craig Ferguson, or I'll watch Conan O'Brien.
mm,
And that's a tough comparison because those are professionals and they do that shit all the time. But I try and watch what they do in terms of the cues and where they pick up from other people and where they drop off with other people. It's just neat. There's a skill there, and it's a hard one to
yeah,
learn. Anyway,
definitely. Yeah,
all of that to say, we are going to talk about music videos, and you're excited about music videos. You were telling me earlier how you're going to graduate soon, and this is something you're going to pursue. So kick us off, man, because I
yeah,
think there's a lot of content here.
yeah. So, I wanna start by saying the way that I came to this topic, like how I wanted to come to you and talk about it, because I was watching your the second Nick, the one with Nick,
Yeah.
and you guys were talking about the walk-in music video
Oh
for
yeah.
Denzel Curry,
Yeah.
and I was like, and you guys were like getting into it, chopping it up about it, and I was like, man, it would be really cool to talk to Bob about music videos because, this is something that I'm like real into right now. I uh I've been trying to decide between doing actual film directing and music video directing. I think the reason why I want to do music video directing because I think the two most important things in my life are film and music, and I think brings both of them together,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so it's a good combo. So I think that's why I'm into it so much. But so you guys were talking about it, and I was like, it'd be really cool to talk to Bob about this. And this is the second time he's been on here, so maybe he wants reoccurring people. So then I continued watching it, and then you started talking about getting distracted while listening to
Oh
music.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, so sorry, let me put
No,
on
you're good. Yeah.
do not disturb here. Um, but yeah, so I was thinking like how you guys were talking about music videos and then you were talking about getting distracted. I think something that music videos do right is it adds a second sense to the music experience.
Yeah.
You know, you hear you all you have when you're listening to an album is you're just hearing everything, you know, and so you tend to kind of drift off doing other things. I know that I do it all the time. I'm like doing my work and then I get too into my work and I'm like I think Nick said it. It's like, oh, I'm already 10 songs in and I didn't even hear a
Yep.
word the guy said, you know?
Yep.
And so I'm like, yeah, I think music videos just add a second sense to the experience and like really help you focus at what's going on, you know, because um I'm gonna say it like I did not like Troubles on Melt My Eyes. I
Okay.
thought I thought Troubles was uh like I don't want to say the worst song because that's kind of harsh, but I mean with lack of a better term, I think it was the the worst song on the album.
Which,
And then I listened,
relatively speaking,
yeah,
I mean, I felt like the album was pretty good. So it's not like that means the song is terrible. It just means you feel
no,
like a lot
yeah,
of the other tracks were just stronger tracks, and Troubles was maybe like, I don't know, for like the club or something like that, right?
yeah, exactly. So I I didn't like that one, and then there was one day where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna binge a bunch of music videos
Yeah.
and like you know kind of get my creative juices flowing because I want to start working on my own stuff right now. So I'm like, all right, let's get some inspiration. So I started watching a bunch, and then I got the Troubles one in the queue, and I watched it, and then I don't know. After I watched it,
Yeah.
I was just like drunk on the water, going clown fishing. I was like jamming to it. I was like, oh my God, I had it on repeat the entire week. I was like that really got me into the song, and it was honestly the same thing for Walkin' because Walkin' I didn't really like um the hums like the na, 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 na. Like
Oh,
I
sure,
wasn't
sure.
into that. And then I watched the music video and I was like, oh my God, like that I love this song now, you know? And so I think that I think just adding the second sense can help you like a song,
Well, and it
you know?
adds, I think it adds a second experience,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you have a second sense. And so obviously it's capturing your attention in more ways, but two, I mean, they can tell another story that they can't tell with audio because there's visual things that they can put in now. And
Mhm.
sometimes it just completely changes the experience of the song, man, completely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought it was I mean, to this day I still don't know what exactly it means, like if there's like a meaning to it, but I thought it was really cool that in the Troubles music video, every scene with Denzel by himself is yellow, and then every scene with T-Pain is blue, and then when they're together, it's black and white. So I still don't know what that means, but I think that's a uh, cool like choice for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't even notice that, honestly. But
Yeah.
and what's cool about that is you did notice it, and more so, obviously there's intention there. Like they did that on purpose. That was
Mhm.
not a mistake or an accident. Like they did that. Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Huh. I'll have to watch it
Yeah,
again because I didn't even notice that.
yeah. I don't know. It just I don't know. I really liked some of the visuals in that music video. I think it's so funny how like when the drug dealer comes, the door opens and just a puff of smoke comes out, and he's like in the little car and he's like in the cubicle. Like I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so I think that I mean, and it's done. I think music videos have done that for a lot of songs for me. Like there were a lot of
Oh,
songs I
huge.
didn't. Yeah, I did not like before, and now I'm just like now they're on repeat on my playlist. Like there was a song, um, Baby Keem is like one of my favorite artists. I don't know. He is. I don't know how familiar you are with him.
That's
Uh, he,
Kendrick's cousin, right?
Yeah.
Melodic
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah,
And
I've got that
yeah.
requested a lot. I haven't listened to it yet, but that one comes up a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a song on that and it has Travis Scott in it and I did not like it before. And then I watched the music video and it's got this cool vibe where he's a it's almost like he's like someone in the mafia or something. He's got like these two dudes that have like the black coats with the like thin white stripes going
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
and that was kind of cool. And then he gets like captured by them or whatever in the video, and that's where he finds like Travis. But I think I don't know. It's just uh, seeing that kind of stuff, and I think here's my thing, is that um I think as um, music videos, I feel like the demand for music videos nowadays has gone down because I feel like, MTV stopped showing music videos, I think.
Yeah.
They don't show any music videos anymore. But I think as it's gone down, like it's not super in the limelight. Like I don't think music videos are really in your face. You kind of
Right.
just go to watch them if you want to watch them. Um, but
Yeah,
I
when
think
before it
as
seemed like it was almost more of a critical experience. My son's sneaking around behind me with
yeah.
his predator mask on. Hello. Good morning.
What's up, Predator?
I was gonna say earlier when you were talking about how you're distracted because you can't get distracted. You only have the music. There's this great clip on who the hell was it? It was James Hetfield, who's the guitarist vocalist
Mm,
for Metallica. I don't know if he may have been on Rogan a couple years ago or something, but he's talking about how he's excited that vinyl has kind of made a resurgence as it's coming back, and he bought a
uh,
record player for his daughter, and he walked in one day and looked at her. She was just in her room listening to music, but it was cool because she had the headphones on, she was laying on the floor, and she had the album opened up, and she was looking at the artwork and reading the lyrics while she was listening to the song, and he was like, that was the experience I had. That was the interactive, focused experience that he had when he was listening to music and growing up. And nowadays with streaming services and stuff like that, you don't even have that. It's one thing to be doing something when listening to music and you're slightly distracted, but even if you want to sit and focus, if you're just using the streaming service, you can't. Like, there's really nothing to
mm,
sit and focus on. And I used to be a huge, huge fan of album covers. I'd always look at the covers and the artwork and stuff like that to
mm,
see, okay, what's going on here. And now I barely even look at them anymore because it's not in my hand. It's not like a physical,
yeah,
tactile experience, And I do miss that. And I think it goes with what you're saying too, the music video experience. That seems, I agree to an extent. Like, yeah, it seems to be a little less important, although they keep making them. So that's cool.
yeah,
They keep
yeah,
making videos, but you're right in the sense that it adds more to maybe the story that they're trying to sell in an album, or maybe just make the song more fun or more entertaining or whatever it is that they want to do with it.
yeah. And I think that what I was trying to get at was that like I think the the you know the production of them has I feel like it's really gone up, honestly. Like I think like I've seen ones, I've seen the Wu-Tang ones, I've seen the NWA ones.
Yeah.
They're cool, but I feel like a lot of them is just them going like this in
Yeah.
front of the
It's
camera.
kind of the
There's a
same
lot of, I
thing.
feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of that, and so I feel like hip hop music videos especially have kind of gone away from that and done more like the linear story kind of ones.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's really cool. And it's unfortunate that it's getting to that point as they are less in your face. Um, and so
Well,
I don't
how
know.
do you mean by that? It's getting less in your face. What do you mean by that though?
Yeah, so like, MTV doesn't show music videos anymore. So the only way you're really gonna, if you really follow an artist, you know, they just post the music
Oh,
video on YouTube.
yeah, sure.
So it's like the only way you're really gonna see it is if you want to see it yourself and you
Yeah.
just you click on the video. It's not like where it's on MTV and then you're like, okay, well, you know, it's just on here, so let's just watch it. You know,
Right, right.
it's not, yeah. So you're not as, you know, I guess forced to look at it as much as you used to be.
Yeah. Although
So,
I do have to say, because I remember the days of MTV showing music videos, I would get so sick of it because they would just play, like the radio, they would just play the same ones over and over. And it's like, God damn, I'm so tired of seeing this video.
yeah, yeah, and I think it also goes for like not just hip hop that I feel like for the production that's gone up in music videos. Like one of the examples I was going to use was Ozzy. I think there was a um, like the music video for "Shot in the Dark"
Oh, I don't
is
think I've
just
ever
like
seen that one.
it's a little weird. Like there, it's like the girl from the what's that album called? Ultimate Sin. The girl that's on the Ultimate Sin cover,
Oh, okay.
uh, and she's like in this car and she sees like a billboard or something, and then her eyes turn red or something. That's like that was like it. And then the whole rest of the music video is just Ozzy playing at a concert. Like
Yeah.
I'm like what is going on here? And then um the newer Ozzy music videos for his newest album that came out in like 2020 was really cool. It was like for Under the Graveyard, and it was like it was a music video, and it started with when Ozzy um, uh, got fired from Black Sabbath, and it kind of showed how you know he was uh, like falling deeper and deeper into drugs
Yeah.
and alcohol and stuff. And now I thought that music video was awesome, and that just I feel like that's an example of how you know music video production has also gone up in other genres too, and that's why I think it's unfortunate that like I feel like there's no um, you know demand for music videos. People aren't really. I feel like there's not a lot of people seeking out music videos unless you're like a diehard fan of whoever, or you know if that's just kind of what you're into. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a person's choice to go find them and watch them. But, you know, I think
Yeah,
I'll push back a little bit on that idea because sometimes I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up a video or it'll be on my feed and I'll just click on it or something and I'll be like, God damn, this has got like, you know, 140 million views. Like, people are watching them still. Maybe not as much.
yeah,
Maybe it doesn't feel like it just because yeah, they're not all over the place anymore. But people are still watching videos. Um, what was I going to say?
yeah,
Oh, and you know,
yeah,
in terms of the production too, I think a big part that's helping everything is the fact that you know technology has improved so much, and so you can have
right.
like a couple GoPro cameras and some video editing software, and if you're creative enough and you know how to use all the tools, you can make a kick-ass video and probably spend less than $1,000 doing it. You know?
Yeah, one specific music video company that I was going to bring up to you that has their big name is Lyrical Lemonade,
Okay.
and they it's run by it's in Chicago, and it's run by this guy named Cole Bennett, and he directs all the music videos, and he you know he started off as just a blog for underground rappers that aren't really getting the attention they deserve, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna take this into music videos, and then now he's doing like festivals and stuff.
Oh,
It's
cool.
really cool, but um, he started doing uh, this series because he I remember an interview about it. He talked about how um, if artists want to do a music video with him, that's fine. But the deal is that he gets to post it on a Lyrical Lemonade channel,
Oh,
and
sure.
they don't get to post it on their one. You know, and so um, he started this thing on the channel where he would do an entire video shot on an iPhone, and he did it because he was talking about how like he wants he wants to show people that you don't need all this fancy shit to make something real cool. And I was like so inspired by that. I went out and got the same stabilizer he
Oh yeah,
has for
yeah.
my phone, and now I'm just going out and filming my own stuff, and I'm having a fun time with that. So I think that he is definitely like an inspiration for me when I, me for my want to uh, pursue music videos and stuff, you know.
Well,
So,
what's cool too about you and anybody who wants to get into music videos like you're talking about, what's really neat is unlike a film where you need actors, where you need a script, you need all this stuff beforehand to really kick it off. You can literally go, okay, you know what? I really like this song. There's no music video that exists for it. You could sit down and go, okay, I'm gonna do some storyboarding for myself here. I'm gonna think about what this song makes me feel, makes me think about whatever, and then I'm gonna try and make a visual representation of that. And then you can legit on your own just go make your own music video just for the sake of doing it. Because I mean that's how you get good at shit, is going out there and doing it. And yeah, the first 20 of them are probably gonna be not great. But
oh,
as you
believe me, I know.
as you practice and improve, I mean, you learn more of the editing skills. You learn, I mean, you just learn. You just learn.
Yeah,
But it's cool because you can
yeah,
at any time
yeah,
go out and do that.
yeah. I think one of my favorite uh, quotes is I was watching. I don't know if you've seen the video where there's this guy on the internet who dresses up as a gecko and he talks to people on the phone.
No. Uh-uh.
He's called Therapy Gecko, and he did one with Denzel Curry, and Denzel Curry is just in this gecko costume, and he's talking to people on the phone. And there was one girl who was saying that she was having like a creative block, and she couldn't. She wanted to get back into drawing, but she couldn't do it, and he's like he's like, tell me what's stopping you from uh drawing. And she's like, I don't have a desk. And she's like, and Denzel's like, fuck you need a desk for? Just write it on a book or something. And then and then he said something that really kind of stuck with me, where he was like, something that'll help is looking at shitty art and
Oh
saying,
yeah.
I can do that better. You know, you need to be able to look at a bunch of shitty art and be like, all right, I would do it this way. I could do it better like this, and then go on and do it, and then just, you know. And I think that really stuck with me because I'm like, I see certain music videos or I see stuff in film, and I say to myself like, I feel like I would have done it this way, and I feel like that would have been cooler to me. Um, and so I think that that is like, I think that's really good advice, and that's kind of stuck with me. But yeah,
It is good advice, and I like too because if you do that, that you're gonna there's a second hidden message in there, and that it's really easy to criticize and all this other stuff. And so if you go take shitty art or whatever it is that you're pursuing, and you look at like poor versions of it and go, okay, I can do that better. I can do better than that, this and that. And then you do it, you'll find out, oh fuck, this is actually harder than I thought it was.
oh yeah,
That's typically how
yeah,
it goes. But it's cool because then you get the experience of hopefully your creative juices are going a little bit more. You're getting out there and actually doing it and learning. And then you're also
mhm,
realizing, maybe I won't criticize stuff as hard as before because now I'm realizing how difficult it is to create good content.
right. I think it's more of just you finding your creative style,
Yep.
because
Yep.
it you know, you try different um you try all these different styles, and you just, starting out is just you find your place in it. Because I doing like different videos and learning different editing styles, like um there during like the Dial It era of Cardi, his music videos were kind of these like trippy music videos where it was like I had a VHS filter
Oh
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
these like clips are like sped up or slowed down. It was kind of trippy and all these like uh clips layered on top of each other. And so I was like, all right, I want to do one of those. So me and my friends just went downtown Chicago and we were just kind of doing our thing and I was recording it all and I really had fun with it. And so I'm trying like different, I'm trying to find my place at the moment. I did the trippy Cardi kind of video, and now I'm gonna move into like more of like cinematic type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like seeing the different styles and how um, artists evolve with that kind of stuff because you know a lot of the music videos with Cardi back like in the Dial It era was just the trippy kind of stuff and now like the Metamorphosis music video is not anything like that. It's just and that one is really cool too. That one I like a lot too is um think I think it's very minimalist, I guess, if that's the right word to use, because I don't think a lot is going on
Yeah.
in the video. But I think I there's a shot of Car have you seen like the tank that Cardi uses in a lot of stuff?
You know what? I feel like I have, but I at that point I wasn't watching music videos yet, so I don't think I've seen any of his music
Right.
videos. But for some reason, I feel like I know about the tank. I think somebody may have messaged me a picture or something like that of yeah, his fucking tank.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like in the back of the tank. Him and Cuddy are in the back of the tank, and they're just. It's like they're on this bumpy road or something because the truck keeps going like this, and they're like doing the music video, and the whole music video is in a tint of red, and I think that visual is just cool that they're in the back of this monster truck, and he's like I feel like God, So
Yeah,
I
right, right,
think
right. That's a great part to have that too.
yeah, and I think that's how music videos just enhance what the words that are like in the video in the song. It's just like it enhances the feeling that you get hearing a song. Like hearing a song like Metamorphosis to me is like um no one's gonna fuck with me. I'm like all these arrows are gonna hit me and they're just gonna bounce off. Like nothing is gonna hit me. And then I see the music video and they're in this like seemingly indestructible tank, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like I feel like God
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for a spot to drop this in, but I'm sure you're aware of Johnny Cash and how he did a cover of Nine Inch Nails' "Hurt," right? I remember when the song came out. It's funny because Trent Reznor has an interview where he talks about this, and I mean, not that it matters, but I had almost the same exact experience that he did, in that a buddy of mine was all excited because he was a huge Johnny Cash fan, and I had listened to a tiny amount, but I just never really got into country. And he's like, "Man, Johnny Cash did a cover of 'Hurt.' You got to listen to it." And I put it on, and I was like, "Okay, like okay, yeah, it's Johnny Cash. It just sounds like an old man singing 'Hurt.'" And I mean, it's not like he did a bad job, but I just wasn't really into it. And I also, just had no idea about Johnny's life and all the shit that he had gone through. And but then when the music video came out, it was like, holy shit! It's.
Mm.
I feel like Johnny Cash "Hurt," the music video. Anybody who has not seen that, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. It is one of the most powerful videos I've ever seen in terms of music, for sure. And maybe just ever. It's an incredible music
Really?
video, and it takes so much of what that song is about and turns it and puts it into Johnny Cash's life and his perspective at the end of his life. I think it was one of the last songs he ever did. And it's just mind blowing how good that video is.
Yeah, I mean, you see like experiences that you have with this kind of music video, and then there are others that just, you know, don't. don't reach the full potential because it's just a lot of like, you know, not there's not really anything going on in the video. And I think I need the videos, you know, I need the videos that are great. You know, I get to watch them and be like, wow, this is like so great, and I'm inspired by this video. But
Yeah.
you know, kind of what I was saying about like the shitty art stuff that Denzel was saying is like, I feel like I need the music videos that fall flat the most, just so I can be like, just so that I can be like, what the hell is going on here? I could have done this better, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
The
but I think, yeah, go ahead.
the hard part with the videos that fall flat for me are the ones they're all the same. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if it's kind of like a poppy type of thing, it's like okay, they're gonna be dancing, they're gonna be wearing nice clothes, they're gonna be lip syncing to the song. It's like
Hmm.
I feel like I've seen that video 1,000 times. It's just it's always the same.
Right.
And like yeah the girls are beautiful and it's nice to watch them dance or whatever. But it's like this is not adding to my musical experience at all. It's not making the song any better for me at all. I don't know. But then again, I'm just not a person that enjoys dancing, and so maybe that's all it is. Is this the perspective of how music is enjoyed because there are people who want to listen to music specifically to dance. And so maybe those types of videos, they love it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that kind of dance or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds silly to me, but it probably is true for someone else who enjoys doing that.
Yeah. What, when you say that, I think like, and then people like those music videos are for dancers. And when the dancers see that, they can be like, you know, that's some shitty dancing. I could do it better.
Oh,
And
that's
then
true.
they get,
Yeah.
you know, they get inspiration to be like, I could have done this in this video better. You know, so I think that there's always uh, a um, a group of people that can find, maybe we don't understand it, but I think that group of people will be like, yeah, I get this, and I want to do it better.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's so great about music in general, is that like so many people from different groups, there's different um, people that can look at it and be like, I can do this better, or I want to do it this way. Like, there's the music, the musicians first, obviously, but then there's like people like me who love film and want to look at the music videos and say, I can do this better. And then there's the dancers that can be like, I want to do this better, or even like it's maybe like loose, like a looser one, but maybe even fashion designers, they see the clothes they're wearing in
Yeah.
that and be like, I feel like I feel like I could have made a jacket than that, and it would have worked in this way. Because I think it brings me a little bit to my next point of like, I think for me the most important aspect of like film and then music videos is, I think ambiance and color are things that uh, are super important to my style. Um, I thought of this because I'm thinking about what they're wearing. What they're wearing matters, and I think the setting matters
Oh yeah.
because
Absolutely.
it's always you know uh, like color always helps in. I think you know when I was a kid, uh, one thing that it was this common debate in my school that was like, all right, what color would science be if it was a color, or what color would math be if it was a color? So I feel like I often have that conversation with myself with music. I'm listening to the music and I'm like, what color would the music be like if it was a color? And so I think that helps also enhance like the music video experience. Is like you hear the song and I'm thinking like, you know, okay, for Troubles, there was like
I
the
was just gonna
Denzel
say
parts were
Troubles.
yellow,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and then the T-Pain parts were blue. So I'm like, I'm thinking like, all right, so Denzel's part is yellow. All right, let's do something with yellow in this video. And I'm like, I that's that is my creative style personally. Is I look for the ambiance of a setting or um like the color first, because I think also what really helped the walk-in video was just the setting. Like I really love the shot. I love shot. Obviously Denzel wasn't the first one to do it in the walk-in video, but I love the shots where it's like they're walking and it's following them, but and you see the background
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
all throughout the thing. And so I really like that because it adds more to the setting. And I think, like I said, setting is like one of the most important things to me. And back to Lyrical Lemonade, there's a Lyrical Lemonade video, and it's Who Wants Smoke. It's sung by Nardo Wick, and it has Lil Durk in it. I don't know if you're super familiar with him, but he's the whole music video is like there's like these groups of people fighting in the city, and then it goes to Dirk's Lil Durk's part, and Dirk is walking through this office building, and he's not paying any attention to what's going on around him. He's walking, and the camera's following him back, and you could just see everyone fighting in the background. And I think that's so cool. Like he's just walking, and like it's showing more and more of what's going on, and like there's dudes falling from the top, and like people punching each other, and I think that's you know something that's really cool to me is like just the setting. The
That
setting is what matters most to me.
that reminds me of, I've seen it once, I think, but it's been a long, long time. Is I know it's part of Because the Internet. I think it's This Is America. Is that the name of the song that's got
Oh,
the crazy music video that goes with it? And I
yeah.
I remember very vaguely. I remember there's like a cop car and there's like a bunch of people.
Yep.
I remember there's a lot of movement like you're talking about. But
Mhm.
I also think the whole video is like one long shot, right? Like it isn't edited. It's just
Yep.
all this shit's going on and they're panning the camera and everything just keeps happening and happening and happening. And that stuff is always fascinating just because those long shots are hard to pull off. Like what was that war film that came
Yep.
out recently that was just all long shots?
Oh, 1917, I
Yeah,
believe.
that one. That one was an
Yeah.
interesting movie too because of these long shots.
Mhm.
And something I noticed. Did you see that movie?
I've seen part of it. I didn't get to finish it, but
You should watch it because something I
yeah.
noticed with that movie is because it's these long shots. The movie for me gave me like a sine wave experience because the one long
Mm.
shot would be an action shot where it's this long shot and it's in a battle and then, okay, now that scene is done. Then you roll into a non-action scene where it's a long shot. And so it was weird. You would have like these moments like, oh, okay, action, 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 and then it would drift down. And now we're in that part where it's
Mhm.
just going to be a long portion without action, and then it would pick up again. And I know I've never really had that kind of experience with a movie before, but I think because of how they shot it, that experience just kind of folded into it, whether they intended that to happen or not. It's kind of strange. And then I wanted to say, you were talking about color. This kept popping into my mind. Have you ever seen the movie Fight Club?
Yes, I have a poster right there.
Yeah, that scene where he's walking through his apartment and they make it look like a catalog.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen the behind the scenes where they talk about that scene and how difficult it was?
I have not.
You got to check it out because they talk about how, as they add more things to the room, it's all these different things from the catalog. The color and the light in the room changes because now they've put an orange pillow here. And so that changes the color and the light
Mm.
in the room. And now they've got this lamp. Well, the lamp is changing the color and the light. And they said it was just extremely difficult because they wanted him to walk through that room and have everything stay consistent in terms of color. But as they added more elements, it kept changing the lighting and the coloring, and it was just incredibly difficult to do. And it's crazy because we don't think about stuff like that. You know, it's just not something that really crosses our mind. But yeah, as you add elements of color and light, everything changes. Everything changes. And I mean, and that's more of a technical aspect, obviously. What you're talking about is more of like the mood, aesthetic, style type of thing. But that scene, if you can find it, it might be on YouTube. I don't know. It's really interesting. I think you'd get a kick out of it.
Mhm. Yeah, I when you were talking about like the movements and stuff in 1917, it reminded me of the club scene from Goodfellas, where it's just going around looking at. Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it like where it's like introducing everybody and they're setting the table and all that
yeah,
shit? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love that video or that scene. Um, but yeah, I think that
Well, I think we got to do. You know, we're 40 minutes in. We got to talk about some of our favorite music videos. Like we got to, if we're gonna talk about music videos,
oh boy,
we got to throw some music videos in here so people can
yeah.
and look up some
All right,
stuff and enjoy some stuff and go
sure,
for it.
sure. So I really like, I talked about the Troubles one. I really love that one. I like the Durag Activity one from Baby Keem with Travis Scott. I like
Okay.
that one. And then another one that I saw recently that I thought was just funny was this music video for the song "Hot" by Young Thug.
I don't know that one.
Um, yeah, it's so it's such a funny concept. So so it has Gunna in it. Young Thug and Gunna were both on Dial It, just for reference. But um, so it starts Gunna's verse. It starts with Gunna's verse, and you just see it's in this neighborhood, and there's a bunch of smoke coming from a house, and they show the house, and it's on fire, and they go inside, and you find out the fire is because Gunna is writing lyrics, and as he's writing lyrics, it's on fire. And
That's
it
good.
looks like I mean some of it's CGI, I could tell, but I felt like some of it was real. Like I was looking at it, and the paper looks like it's actually on fire in that scene. And then so that's going on. He's writing the lyrics, and it's setting the house on fire. And then it goes to Young Thug's part. Thug's a firefighter, and he's driving the fire truck over to the house, and he's like going to save Gunna, and then by the end the house explodes and they're both inside. But I don't know, it was
That's funny.
it's so such a funny concept. And like they actually made his sleeve on fire, like because Travis Scott is at the end of the music video, and you could see Travis's sleeve is actually on fire.
That's
And I was
awesome.
like, what the hell? Um, but yeah, those are my some of my favorites as of lately, that I can think of off the top of my head. But how about you?
You know, the ones that pop into my mind, there's a song by Primus called Winona's Big Brown Beaver. And the music video
Mm,
for that is just the silliest, most ridiculous thing. They're wearing these gigantic cowboy suits that look like plastic or something. So they look like a bunch of toy
mm.
plastic cowboys, and they're riding on those little like horses that you would find in a playground where they're on the
Oh,
spring, you know?
uh-huh.
And they're just jamming to the song, and it's the funniest video to me because there's nothing being added, but the song itself is already silly, and the music is great, and it's this perfect blend of oddity and silliness. It doesn't make any sense, but I love it. And then of course, you
Mhm.
know, being a Tool fan and watching Tool videos, those things are pretty bizarre. But there's one, they have a track called It's Parable Parabola that it folds into each other. And Tool videos are always weird. But at the end, what's cool is this guy, he's basically becoming enlightened, and these flaming eyes, they land in his hand, and his whole body becomes like electrified, and you see like his chakras and all, you know, his internal organs and his veins and all the shit. And what's really cool is as that shot happens, it obviously becomes very CGI, and the camera starts to zoom out, and you know these these spiraling flames eyes go in and form his third eye, and he becomes awakened, and all these eyeballs appear behind him and shit. But what was so cool about that video is on the tour they incorporated that into the song. And at the end, where that song's really jamming out, the drummer goes into like this drum solo. So they just keep recycling this image of all these eyes opening up in the background. And it was just fucking awesome, man. It was so great to see live. So great.
I wanna check that out.
Yeah, check out Parabola. It's 2 tracks, but I think in the video they just make it one full song. The whole thing is odd. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Tool does in their videos that I don't really understand, and I don't take the time to try and figure it out. But the end, man, it's with all the eyes opening up. It's so great. It's so great. I love that video. Obviously,
there's one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No. I want to.
Well, I was gonna say, obviously, the Johnny Cash one is a big one, and then I always get a kick out of the silly music videos. And I can't remember which song it was, but it was Blink 182. And they start the video with, the record company gave us $5,000 to make a music video. So instead of making a video, we're just going to drive around town and do a bunch of stupid shit. So the whole video to the song is like they go to a pawn shop and buy a TV. And then they go to the top of this building and throw it off the roof. They're throwing cash out the way. Like, the whole video is just him doing a bunch of stupid shit with $5,000 in an afternoon, and that's the music video. It's just like, this is great. This is great.
Yeah, there was one that kind of popped in my head that I just remembered. I watched a long time ago, but I thought it was a really cool concept. There's a song by this rapper named Baby No Money, and he made a music. The song is called Backwards, but the whole music video. So it's I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I saw it, but I think it starts with him like beat up, but the whole music video is in rewind.
Yeah,
like you find out that he had this money that he stole or something, and you see him go to the club, and he's leaving the club, and he's just walking backwards, and then by the end it shows you how he got the money. I think that one was really cool to me. But yeah, and then obviously, like, all the Lyrical Lemonade ones that are done on iPhone, those are awesome. Like, and he even did one where all the editing was done on iPhone as well, like all these free apps.
That's awesome. And what's cool, because then it shows you don't need a lot of stuff. You can just, it's all about learning the tools, having the creative idea, planning it out beforehand, and then doing it.
Yeah. So I mean, I been getting to work on that, and I'm having a great time with that. I have the free apps, and I'm just doing that. I have Premiere, and I've been using at school. We have a computer. Like, I'm in graphic design, the graphic design class at school, and we have the computers. And every time I'm done with a project early, they have Premiere Pro, just the video editing.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going there. I'm like, all my time is used. I'm just using the free Premiere Pro at school, and I'm just, because we get it for free, so I may as well take advantage of that. So,
Yeah, and that stuff, it's incredible how powerful video software has become, video editing software. Like, you can do all kinds of stuff. Like, it's really, honestly, kind of mind-blowing.
How are you doing, man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, no, you can't, because I'm going to be able to hear you. Yeah, you can move. Yeah. It is mind-blowing, because there's so many tools and so many little things that you can twist and turn, and it's like, God damn, you'll spend hours and realize I barely touched the surface.
Yeah, every time I use it, I learn something new, I feel like, so and the one I've been making recently, my most recent project, I don't want to give too much away, just in case there's people watching that there's people, like, my friends are watching. I want to keep the hype up, just for my friends.
Sure.
But like, I'm doing one where it's like, since I'm graduating soon, I'm doing one that's just Just every video I've ever taken on my on like throughout my high school, my 4 years in high school, just every yeah, I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna say it without giving away too much. You know, like it's fun. It's fun to believe that I have an audience that
Sure.
I'm trying to keep
Right.
the hype
Right.
for.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
and so I'm trying to make this video just to kind of highlight my path in high school, and I feel like it's probably like the most meaningful video that I've ever made, like that I've really given thought to. Like, you know, the one where I did like the Playboy Cardi kind of edit one was fun. It was just fun. Like there wasn't really any, you know, uh meaning, or like, it was just for
Yeah.
fun. But
Sure.
I feel like
Right.
this one I feel like I've given a lot of thought to. Like I'm gonna have this, like, I'm gonna have the videos that I've taken over the 4 years, but then there's gonna be like some cinematic stuff that I'm gonna work on Monday, because finally the weather is gonna be nice. It has been pouring rain for weeks,
No shit.
here. Yeah, and now all week next week, 80 degrees sunny. So
Oh, nice.
every day I'm
Nice.
gonna hit it,
Nice.
you know, and so I'm really excited. Every time I think about it, I'm super excited for it, because I feel like this is really going to be one that I'm going to be proud of, because, God knows I've made some shitty ones before. And talking about like, oh, looking at shitty art, I'm looking at my own art
Right.
and saying I can do it better.
But see, that's
And so,
that's great though.
yeah.
That's great because that means you're in a process where you are eager to learn and you are eager to improve and make things better. And on one hand, it is easy to be really overcritical of your own things, like whatever you create something. Like if I paint something or if I write something, it's easy to go, that sucks. Sometimes I feel like
Yeah.
it's harder to find the good stuff than the bad stuff. But at the same time, that's how you learn, And so that's cool
Right.
because every now and then you'll meet people like, oh, I made this, isn't this great? And you look at it like, no, this is not great. But they're
Yeah.
so excited and they love it so much, like they're kind of blinded by their own joy, which in itself is fine. I mean, if you make something and you're happy with it, that's really all that matters. But if you're trying to put it out there as something for other people to enjoy, then it gets a little bit more tricky.
Mhm.
But that's cool that you're
Yeah.
you're looking at stuff and going, ah, shit, and especially for video, like
Yeah.
it's impressive how just the length of a cut matters. Like I've watched shows
Mhm.
or videos where it drives me nuts because they just keep changing the camera angle constantly, and I feel like it's like a shutter. I hate it when they do that. I prefer longer shots over shorter shots. But then that's just a personal preference too. And then
Mhm.
sometimes it makes sense for it to be fast because it's a higher paced, intense scene or something like that. There's all these elements that go into it. It's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, and I think, I think there's a downside to looking at shitty art. For me, is like, you know I'm obviously looking at music videos as the art that I want to be better at. And when I see one that's bad, and I think I can do better, I start to think, shit, like, what, they have all this production and I think it's bad. You know, how can I say that mine is going to be any better?
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
I mean, it is a valid question, but at the same time, every now and then these indie people, whether it's in a movie or show or whatever, they just come out of nowhere and blow everyone away because they've just got a really good idea. That's the hard part too with creating
mhm.
something, whether it's music, videos, movies, whatever. You got to execute on all sides. If you can have a really good
Yeah.
idea, but if you don't pull it off, it just doesn't land. Where the inverse is also true. You can have a really shitty idea, but if you do a great job of executing it, God,
Mhm.
it almost
Yep.
works.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm just so nervous because I think I kind of touched on it before, but I think music videos just take elements from all different creative, like fashion, obviously music and film, but then there's a, like, uh, so yeah, like fashion, dance, you know, and just, I don't know. Like, I think that you can so easily fuck it up, because there's so many, this is where you can fuck it up. But I think in a way, if I make that kind of stuff, then I'm making for people to be like, I can do it better. And then they go out and pursue their stuff. So even if I make something really shitty, I think like I just hope that I can reach someone in a way that, it'll hurt a little bit, sure, that, they think my art is shitty, but I think if I them in that way and then they go out and do their own thing and make it better, then I feel like my job is kind of accomplished.
Yeah, if I was going to give any advice, I would just say pursue what interests you. That's
Hmm.
all that really matters, because if you're into it, if you love it, that's where you're going to put your time and effort into it. And so
Yeah.
as long as you're enjoying it, that's really all that matters. And if it turns into something productive and yeah, you can make something out of it, then that's great. But if it all it is a hobby, this is something that, I feel a little hypocritical saying it, just because, my channel is doing well. I am making some money from it. Maybe eventually I
Hmm.
go full time one day, but I feel like this is something where our society in general puts too much emphasis on, oh, for it to be successful, it has to make money. No, man. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a
Yeah.
hobby. It's something that you enjoy. Do it for fun. Do it because you want to, because you like it. Like, we don't have to have these high scores or income or anything like that associated with it. Just do it. Just do it. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, I think that definitely is like, keep going back to it, but it's like the lyrical lemonade phone videos. It's just like,
Yeah.
he's not really like, I don't think he's trying to go for like, all right, this is gonna be the best video you've ever seen.
Right.
I'm gonna make so much money off it. He's just kind of doing it and like having fun with it. Like there's one, since it's based in Chicago, it's just like they had Lil Yachty walk around Chicago just doing his thing, and I thought, he's not trying to make high level shit. He's just like
Right.
here to
Right.
show people like, just you got to start somewhere.
Well, and I think too, for whatever reason, an analogy has just popped in my head of, if a couple friends get together to go play basketball, like, like a little 2v2 or something like that, nobody on that court is thinking, yeah, and if we do really well, we'll make it to the NBA. Like, no,
Yeah.
they're just there to hang out, have fun, play basketball, and that's it. That's it. It's
Hmm.
purely for the enjoyment of doing the thing. And I think maybe this is where it gets twisted, but I think when you focus on that, and then over time you actually get to a point where it gets really good, then yeah, you can make money eventually. But I feel like, especially for a hobby, something that you enjoy, it should just be for the love of doing it. And if you eventually
Hmm.
get good enough to where you can make money off it, that's the bonus. That's the extra thing.
Yeah.
But like my wife, every
Yeah.
now and then I'll bug my wife because she's great at gardening. She does all kinds of gardening. She loves it. And I tell her, you could maybe make a YouTube channel out of this. And she's like, I don't want to. This is for me. Fucking A, man. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great,
Yeah.
and she loves it, and there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't when I make my videos, I don't even have a YouTube channel that I put them on. I have like an Instagram that's just the only people following it are my friends from school, and I don't even put like the hashtags so that people can find it. I did
Yeah.
I did yeah, I did do it for one because it wasn't like video. It was just like a little thing that I made for Lyrical Lemonade while I was waiting for like the weather to get better. I made like this little like commercial, I guess, for Lyrical Lemonade. So I was like, I'll put like hashtag Lyrical Lemonade and see what happens if they end up finding it somehow. But other than that, I don't go out putting like the hashtags so people can find it. I like it that it's just for me and my friends,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah, that's
so
great. That's great. That's perfect. We're at an hour
mhm.
already. You know, this is cool because lately I've been noticing for just myself, both with these conversations and with doing reaction videos, that the time is going faster, which means I'm enjoying it more, you know, which is cool.
Mhm.
But at an hour, you know, this is just where we say we'll wrap up. Do you have any
Mhm.
closing thoughts here that you want to throw out there before we close?
Um, I don't think so. I think I've said everything that's needed to be said.
Nice, man. You know, I was just gonna say too, we've got Discord here. I don't know how it works for uploading video, but if you ever want to share stuff in the Discord, there is a channel. I don't have it open in front of me right now, but there is a channel where it's like people can post the stuff that they made. Because I mean, there are
Mm,
people who play around with beats, making beats and shit like that, so they share it.
yeah.
But if you ever want to post videos there, man, by all means, feel free.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. We'll see how we'll see how this most recent project goes, and then maybe I'll consider it. But
Yeah. No, this is cool, dude. It's really cool. You know, just keep doing your thing. That's all you can
mhm,
do. I mean, that's all you can do. It's
really,
it's either you keep pursuing it or you don't. And I mean, the don't obviously leads to a very well-known end.
yeah,
And check out, you
yeah.
got to check out that Tool video, the Parabola.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it's
yep.
incredible.
I
Watch that
will
one. And
right
if you
after
haven't
this.
seen the Johnny Cash Hurt, watch that video too. That
Mhm,
one's amazing.
yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, Adam, thanks for coming back. Thanks for chatting again. That was
Yeah.
fun. Music videos. And everybody watching, I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next week.